Hola amigos, what is up? This is Tozus and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy III. In the last episode, we cleared up everything that we needed to do on the Dragon's Peak and got ourselves a new guest star party member with Desh. And what does he have to say for himself? I'm glad I met you guys. It was getting kinda lonely out here. Alright, Desh, our lovable amnesiac. And we got a healing copse here as well. Only gnomes can enter the village and let's use the spell Mini. That'll shrink you down to gnomish size, and you'll be all ready to visit Tozus, the village of gnomes. Alright. So here at the healing copse, you can actually get all kinds of things that will restore your status, restore your health, restore you from being dead. Status removed. See? All kinds of things. Now one thing we need to do right now first is get the spell Mini on Ark. And the reason for that is because the area we need to go to, you actually can't reach unless you use Mini. But Mini has a lot of downsides as well, so gonna be exploring around, scoping out the area, seeing some new enemies first, like bears. Bears. Insert completionist reference here. But bears, and actually this might be a good time to show off Thunder. Ooh. He's going to attack. That actually did quite a bit. Thank you, Desh. Alright, Thunder coming in. Bam! That did a lot. 90s across the board. Sent them back to the 1990s. Say hello to Third Eye Blind for me. Wait, Third Eye Blind came out with an album like in 2009, 2010? Ursa Major? That's pretty good. While I'm on the topic of bears and 90s. And hey, there's a werewolf and a dancing guy. Let's kill the dancing guy though. He's a little bit too happy for me. What do we say? He's just like, it is good to be here. And then I get to light him on fire. So that's cool. Alright, I think actually we've got everyone to a reasonable enough level and have shown off all the enemies that we really needed to, so what do you say we heal up and then go to our next destination, shall we? I'm going to admit, I was a little bit over level for this area the first time, and the reason for that is because I didn't know where I was supposed to go the first time. I actually had to look up a guide that said to use the mini spell we just got. Because for some reason, I thought that Mini had already taken effect. Now where are we going? And oh no, not enemies when we're Mini. No, right, enemies when you're Mini is not fun. The reason why is because when you're Mini, your defense and attack power are actually reduced to 1. Now, later on in the game, that's not so bad. Because, well, in terms of offensive power at least, because you'll eventually be able to do damage due to your high strength stat. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a high strength stat right now. All we've got is our fists, and Ark is doing the most damage out of all of them. Why? Is it because Ark is unarmed? Is it because lizards are just weak to Ark? Ark, lizard killer. That's just a little bit weird now. Okay. Here we go. Welcome to the land of Tozus. We're Teeny and you're Weenie. You're the Itsy to our Bitsy. No, man, Tozus, what a nice place. Dr. Shilka's fallen ill. We're doomed. No one can cure him because he's the only doctor. That's fantastic. So the little village of Tozus. See what it did there? Little village? Huh. Actually has something called gnomish bread, which is pretty good if you're trying to look for areas on the map. Basically, Gnomish Bread casts Sight, which enables you to check around and see all kinds of various areas that you wouldn't necessarily be able to see on a normal map. The reason for this is actually because there is a check the map button in this game, but it will only mark off areas that you've previously been to. So if you're trying to use the map to look for where you're going next, most times you're not going to see it. But I think we're all prepared to actually go here and look around for items. Actually, we found Fyra, Fire Staff, and Mithril Bracers. Nice. I believe Ark can, or Ingus can actually, no he can't. But Ark can finally equip the Fire Staff. Meanwhile, I will learn Refia some Fyra. Fyra's actually really good. And oh hey, there's Kira here as well. That's also really good. There we go, now we're all set. Let's talk to this guy. Need antidote. Try fooling me with a placebo and I'll thump you. Well, because I don't want to get thumped. Save me. That'll teach me to randomly sample berries in the woods. You deserve a reward. I wish I could see who you are, but unfortunately his hair is in my eyes. Oh yeah, there's a secret passage too. Bet you didn't see that one coming. And this will send us all the way through to the Tozus tunnel. Go to the stairs to the end of that passage and you'll find the way to Moralka Basin. Just random sound effects. Okay. Anything else? No? That was all it? Kinda disappointing. And maybe there's stuff around here as well. I want to look around just a little bit. Okay, well, let's rest up here, get our HP and MP in order before we progress to the Tozus tunnel. The Tozus tunnel is... oh man. How am I going to describe the Tozus tunnel? Well, if hell was in video game form, the Tozus tunnel would be a prime candidate for it. And oh, we have a new letter from Topapa. Traveling merchant came to here the other day. He was riding a chocobo. They're fine steeds indeed. Ha ha. Oh man. Just as fine as that voice cracking. No man, has it ever occurred to you guys that my voice is smooth as butter? Butter that's been stepped on? Oh hey, there's a phoenix down. And another phoenix down. It's like they knew. It's like the game devs knew that the Tozus tunnel was misery in game form. Maybe I'm just exaggerating, but the Tozus tunnel is one of the first mini dungeons. Now, thankfully in this game, mini dungeons are fairly straightforward. In some of the other Final Fantasy games, they're actually not so straightforward. In one of the dungeons, I think in Final Fantasy III on the NES, it's a mini dungeon, but you have to go around because you're basically in kind of a maze, which sucks. Mazes suck. Thankfully, they're very linear in this game, so... Cure. Really was hoping that Ark would go last in the turn order so that I could do some stuff after the enemy's attack, but oh well. What are these guys, dark faces? I'm just gonna call them that even if that's not their proper name. I'll be able to check eventually. It's probably on screen too, that's the best part. So far we're not doing so bad, but oh, no, I spoke too soon. Oh god, leprechauns. Leprechauns. Like that shitty horror film with the leprechaun in it. And then for some reason in the next movie he's in space. And then in the next movie he's in an urban setting for some reason. Why? Why did they make Leprechaun in the Hood? What benefit was there from making Leprechaun in the Hood? I'm having flashbacks to Leprechaun in the Hood. That is not fun. Let me tell you that, like, I am a sucker for bad movies, and that is not a bad movie I am a sucker for. Like Sharknado. I guess that was also because it was kind of intentionally bad, and the way they did it made it not just bad, but kind of that stupid awesome bad. Oh man, speaking of bad, that's like a stupid awesome kind of way. I was watching Power Rangers Mega Force early this morning, and I'll say this, as a kid, I was a huge fan of Power Rangers. Not so much now that I've kind of grown out of it, but even now the Power Rangers are still kind of cool. But in the episode of Power Rangers Mega Force I saw today, okay, so the villain they were fighting was quite obviously a Tengu character, but you want to know what happened? Okay, so the bad guy was going around sucking people into kind of this gourd and stuff because, oh hey, he didn't like laughter, and he was trying to trick people into laughing by telling all kinds of stupid jokes to throw them off, make them laugh so that he could suck them in. But in order to defeat, because basically they're left with Robo Knight and the Blue and Red Rangers, and in order to suck the Red Power Ranger in, the Tengu guy farts. Not only does the Tengu guy fart, but it causes the Red Ranger to laugh, and that's actually how the Red Ranger loses. So we're left with the Blue Ranger, who is the only one not laughing at the episode's stupid lame jokes. And he eventually decides that in order to defeat this Tengu guy, he needs to tell a joke. So he and Robo Knight literally do a stand-up routine to defeat the villain of the day. If that is not amazing in the most idiotic of way, I don't know what is. Also enemies, wow, we managed to get through Tozus tunnel relatively unscathed, actually. I'm quite impressed, good sirs and or madams. Good sirs and or madams. But unfortunately, I don't think we're high enough level to get to the next area, which sucks because the next area is another mini dungeon. Oh man, this is gonna bite, and it's gonna bite hard. But at least we got thunder. So that's something. Hooray! I talked about this on Twitter too, but I legitimately want to get an action figure of Robo Knight. He is too cool for cool. Also, we're in the Viking Cove. Hello there, Mr. Viking. The kings of the high seas. Or we used to be. The earthquake woke a great sea dragon from its sleep, and it wasn't too happy to see us. Can't slay a sea dragon with only one ship. Huh. So that sucks for them. So there's a secret passage here with a spark dagger. Nice. If you run a thief, then that spark dagger would actually be pretty good for us. What can I do but swig this down? What's a Viking without a ship, eh? It's not the boss's fault. There's nothing he can do to rid us of that sea dragon. Alright, so we gotta go to the Nepto Temple, but first, I'm going to equip the Spark Dagger onto Lunith. Spark Dagger is actually a really good weapon to use if you have a thief, because it's a dagger type weapon and it's awesome. We've got all the magic we want so far. Poison may be good, but not this early on. When I've rested, it'll be 40 gil a night. What do you have to say? Oh, you're selling items. I'm gonna buy some from you. Maiden's Kiss, Antidote, nothing much. Nothing that we really need. So I will happily rest up here for the low price of 40 gil a month. But that's not all, because if you throw in an additional 40 gil, maybe one of these inns will actually revive your party members. That's actually one of the things that I don't like about this game. If you go to an inn in just about any other Final Fantasy game, your party members will be all revived. They'll be happy and stuff. Not in this game. I'm not hiding honest, I'm just waiting for Pops to come. Okay, well apparently Pops isn't there. We gotta talk to him though. Gotta find this Pops. We gotta... Oh? Hello. What's all this then? Thundara? Fyra? Blizzara? It's like this game really wants me to be properly prepared for this shit. But we can't do that because we don't have any level 3 MP. Which is another thing I don't like. I like the whole linear MP system of other Final Fantasy games a little bit better, but oh well. Hi. Peter Prize is a fine ship, but no one wants to board it as long as that sea dragon's lurking in the nearby waters. Oh hey, this is Pops. He certainly does look like the boss around here. Hasn't been much to run since that sea dragon appeared and destroyed most of our ships, though. We look like capable adventurers. If you manage to defeat the dragon, our best ship, the Enterprise, is yours. Promise, Vikings honor. If you manage to make it back, that is. Don't get on a boat if you value life. The sea dragon attacks any ships that come near the cape. Alright, so the Nepto Dragon is basically a jerk. Got it. Now I think that we can get some pretty good equips from here now. No, the Nepto Temple up north is where the Nepto Dragon used to sleep. Viking Axe, 3000 gil. We are just ruthlessly looting this place, and I see no problem with that. Except that's basically just a revival spring. We've gotten everything here, but that Viking Axe is actually going to do a lot of good for us. Which is weird, because you don't get the Viking class this early, so... Well, Warrior is a good axe class, so whatever. Now, in order to go about where we need to go, we first need to go to the Nepto Temple. But I wonder, what happens if we try to leave without going to the Nepto Temple? Here's the Nepto Dragon. You know what? I'm feeling cocky. I'm pretty sure we can take this guy down. We've got thunder, we got fists. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, come on, oh, that did not do much. That did not do much damage either. Maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe it was just a glitch. Maybe we're fucked. See you next time, kids.